Hi everybody, Martial Arts Guy here again. With the release of Mad Max Fury Road, the series has indeed gotten beyond Thunderdome. I always wanted to do that. Okay, so the review I'm talking about is a series that was inspired by the Mad Max movies, Fist of the North Star. Now, Fist of the North Star has had many adaptations since its days as a manga. It's been an anime series, a movie, OVA series, a live-action movie, several video games, a spin-off, a lot of things. But today we will be looking at the live-action movie, which by many is considered one of the worst. Now, I've seen this film. As an adaptation, yes, it fails. It fails like a fat lady jumping off a high dive. It flops that much. But I'm going to be looking at it just as a movie in its own rights. This is actually a pretty decent cast. You got Gary Daniels from The Expendables, Malcolm McDowell, who's awesome, and Dante Basco, who, if you may know, is the voice of Zuko, Jake Long. He played Rufio in Hook, and was in the movie The Perfect Weapon, which I will cover too eventually. So let's not waste any more time. Let's rev up our engines and punch our way to victory in Fist of the North Star! We open our movie on Ryuken, Kenshiro's father, played by Malcolm McDowell. All is quiet until a man in black has come to kill Malcolm McDowell. I guess he saw Tank Girl. This man turns out to be Shen, longtime enemy of Kenshiro, practitioner of Southern Cross, who plans to wipe out the North Star style.
It's an execution.
It turns out Shen is also the leader of a city, for which the survivors will live under his thumb or perish in the wastelands. But in the wastelands, there are those who are trying to escape from Shen's tyrannical rule.
200 miles.
One of those survivors is Bat, played by Dante Basco. But not all is peaceful. Because they refuse to live under Shen's rule, his soldiers attack whenever they feel like it. Okay, yeah, your pretty standard post-apocalyptic world. Evil dictator, people living in terror, marauding bands of killers. Yeah, pretty standard. We then meet our hero Kenshiro, played by Gary Daniels, who is looking for shelter for the night.
I need shelter.
The next morning, the nice couple is attacked by marauders, and Ken decides to do something.
What are you trying to do, tickle me to death? Don't turn your back on me!
You're already dead.
So that's Ken's first fight scene. Honestly, it's not that good. It could have been better. It should have been like this. Bat and Lin are coming home to hide from the acid rain when they find that Kenshiro is also taking shelter in their home from the acid rain as well. Because Kenshiro is Jesus, he decides to heal Lin's blindness. And then he decides to walk off into the acid rain. So that scene was completely pointless. Another pointless scene is a scene between Shen and Julia, Ken's girlfriend who Shen kidnapped and left Ken for dead.
The rebirth of history.
That night, Kenshiro receives a visit from an unexpected guest. Zombie Dad!
You are in default of your destiny.
No, Father. My destiny is hate and revenge.
The choice is not yours to make. When I died, you became the Fist.
No.
What is. By your own hand, you have set your destiny in motion. Fist of the North Star!
No!
You know, this scene between Ken and his father seems very familiar.
You must take your place in the circle of life.
How can I go back? I'm not who I used to be.
Remember who you are. You are my son.
The next day, Ken sees that a group of bandits are attacking Bat. Bat, who has come to look for Ken, and Ken decides to fight them. Bat tries to convince Ken to come with him to his village to fight against Shin's men, but Ken won't have any of it. It's not his place to fight. Oh, jeez, Ken. Why are you running? The reason Max ran in the Mad Max movies was because it was about survival. He couldn't survive against all those mutant marauders on his own. You are the master of the Fist of the North Star, the most badass martial arts style ever. You explode people's heads! And you're not gonna fight. You're supposed to be the champion of the downtrodden, the hero who defeats the bad guys! Get your head out of your ass and do something! But then Ken gets a vision of the village being attacked by Shin's men, and he decides to attack. But Bat has decided to tag along as well.
You can join our act with your kicks and... What? My kicks? Okay, mostly your kicks. We can eat like kings! Huh? King Arthur and Sir Lancelot!
Oh jeez. Bat sounds like Jake Long on meth. Oh god, he's annoying. I swear to God, he is so annoying. You know, when I was a kid, I didn't have a problem with Jar Jar because I was too naive and not smart enough to figure out how annoying this character was. But, you know, watching this as an adult, I realize how annoying Bat is. When Ken returns, it seems like Lynn is about to die, but he has come to her rescue. While that's going on, Lynn is captured by Shin's top lieutenant, but she's rescued by Bat.
Fight somebody who can fight back, you piece of crossman trash!
But Bat is then stabbed and killed by the top lieutenant. Ken continues the fight outside and shows him that he's the master of the Fist of the North Star. As Bat is dying in Ken's arms, Ken swears that he will avenge his death and get Shin once and for all. Alright, this movie has been leading us to this climactic showdown between Ken and Shin. Let's get ready to rumble! Ken arrives at Shin's palace to do some real damage. Ken makes it to Shin's throne room to avenge both his father and Bat's death at the hands of Shen. Ken is then reunited with Julia, and they all live happily ever after. Except for Bat, his father, and dozens of other people that have died at Shin's hands because Ken didn't do anything at first. Alright, and that's Fist of the North Star. As an adaptation, as I said before, it fails. It fails majorly. But as a movie of its own, it's decent. It's okay. You know, you could do a lot worse. Trust me, I have seen worse. Now, if you like martial arts fights, you love Gary Daniels, you might check this out just because. And if you're a Fist of the North Star fan, you don't need to watch this movie. Just watch the series, watch the animated movie, watch the OVAs, watch the spin-off series starring his brother Rao, and it's pretty good. So, from here on, Martial Arts Guy's back, and I'll try to bring out more reviews. I'm the Martial Arts Guy, and I gotta go to class.
You don't need another hero.